welcome back to Tower Week. Now we're going through Fast Attack. I'm joined by Jack again.
Hello again.
And myself, Gavin from Beasts of War. So, Fast Attack.
Fast Attack.
What we got? We got...
First off, we got the one which everybody loves, the Pathfinders.
Yep. Now in plastic.
Yes,
Great.
hooray.
And a lot more options, a lot more flexibility. And you don't have to take a devilfish. Even better.
At 80 points of...
Yeah. Yeah.
The memories.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just a tax. Why do I need to take a devilfish?
Though you might want to now with the recon drone, but then it's an option rather than a necessity, which is always good.
So we'll crack on now.
Yes.
Pathfinders.
Pathfinders.
So we've got a unit that is weapon skill 2, wit skill 3, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 2, 1 attack, leadership 7, and strength 5.
5 up save.
5 up save.
Yeah, because they have recon armor rather than... So that's actually degreased.
So that's... But it's in keeping. You know, they've got scout armor on, so they should have slightly weaker saves.
Yeah. They're cheaper.
They're cheaper. You've got pulse carbines, which 2 shots now rather than a pinning shot.
Yeah.
Photon grenades as standard, and marker lights for every single person.
Yeah.
Scout and supporting fire. So they've got the old Tau cross-weaving fire and scout, so outflank and infiltrate.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably worth at this point talking about the new markerlight rules as we're on to Pathfinders.
Now it's time to hit the markerlights.
Yes, markerlights. They've changed actually both quite a bit and not at all. It's basically, before it used to be, you hit with, so you shot with the markerlights and then you got a cover save from them. It's now, once you hit, for every hit you get a token.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way to stop being hit now, because previously if you...
just cover.
Just cover, wasn't it?
It's basically just cover.
But you can't now.
Yeah.
36-inch range, heavy 1, and target acquired is the rule for that.
Yeah, basically.
So it says each time a unit suffers a hit from this special rule, place a marker next to it.
Yeah.
Marker light counters remain next to the unit until the end of current phase.
Which means
until they are used.
Yeah. Which means that if you use them in the if you get hit in the shooting phase, which
more often than not you will do.
Yeah. They disappear
at
the end of the shooting phase, which is quite important for
Overwatch.
Like because the way that the new ballistic skill increase is done is that for every token increases ballistic skill, but it used to be for a unit. It's now every unit shooting at that model has an increase of ballistic skill, and there's no limit other than ballistic skill of 10. So say you manage to miraculously get, I don't know, 10 marker light hits, you can just increase it by 7, and it will just, anybody who shoots at them will be ballistic skill of +7.
Nice. Now, another change that has happened with this is previously, each marker light hit you could do anything with. So you get 1 hit, you could reduce the cover save, reduce the leadership, I believe.
Reduce leadership for pinning. For pinning,
and or increase your own ballistic skill. There's slightly different costs now. Not a great deal, but
it's still one for the ballistic skill.
Yeah, one for the basically you've got pinpoint, scour, and seeker. So pinpoint is your 1+ and allows you to increase your ballistic skill.
Also works in Overwatch and Snapfire now.
Yes, which is horrendous.
Yes.
So again, with your overlapping fire, you have 1 unit fire first with their marker lights, with the Snapfire, get a load of hits in, and then subsequently the other shots from all your other overlapping fire then gets a lot better. So you're really going to start shredding people.
That's where the end. That's where them disappearing at the end of the phase comes in.
Yeah, so you've got to do it in that phase rather than the shooting phase.
Yeah.
So you've got your pinpoint, that allows you to increase your ballistic skill. You've got scour, so all weapons fired at the target as part of the shooting attack gain the ignore cover special rule. So whereas before you would lower the cover save, now it's completely gone. Yeah. But you had to get at least 2 hits on them.
Costs 2.
Yeah, and then after that, brilliant. So, you know, any unit that uses cover rather than an armour save, you're shredding them straight away. Yeah, they're
let's face it, most, other than barbed wire, all cover is 5 up.
Yeah.
So it's either no worse or is better.
Yeah. So then you have Seeker, which is the old rule. If you've shot a Seeker missile, each light... And this is a 1+1 again. For each marker light counter expended on this ability, the unit immediately fires a single Seeker missile. And in addition to any other weapons it is permitted to fire. If a seeker fired in this way does not need line of sight, must be fired at the same target as the vehicle's other weapons, is resolved at Bliss Skill 5,
As before.
has ignore cover special rule, does not reduce the number of weapons a vehicle can fire, and does not count towards the 2 missiles that can be fired from a flyer each turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it now ignores cover.
Now the only thing I am confused there though is must be fired at the same target as the vehicle's other weapons.
Yeah.
So where previously you could use Unit A to mark like something over there,
Yeah.
and the missile would fire, that tank would still be able to fire at something else.
Yeah.
Now, however, that tank would have to fire
Yeah.
at that unit, or if that if that tank had already fired at a unit,
Yeah.
the seeker missile would have to go there. So it's a minor change.
But actually quite significant at the same time.
Yeah, because you're not being able to fire at 2 different targets.
Yeah.
So even though your markerlight's being fired by something else, you're still restricted by what that vehicle potentially is going to or has already fired at. But that's not to say that if that vehicle moved too fast to fire, that you couldn't fire the missile. You can still fire it because it doesn't count as firing a weapon that you've already got. So you can still push your Piranhas right up the field at the beginning of the turn. Or the first turn, overcharge, turbo boost them right up there. Technically, they can't fire at that point because they've gone so fast, but you can then still launch a seeker from them, which, as the tactic goes, you launch them up there, it then fires backwards into the enemy, and you hit the rear arm of all their vehicles. That one's always good fun. They never expect that.
Just keep hearing people scratching at the door at this
I
point.
don't know if someone's trying to get in. I can't see Justin.
No.
But we never know.
No. Sneaky man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the new markerlight rules.
Yeah.
In terms of what else the Pathfinders, they can now have up to, how many do they start with? They can have up to 10 Pathfinders, which is, I believe, the same as before.
Yep.
They can
now
take
in plastic.
Yeah, and in plastic, which
is
it comes with 10, I believe.
Yep.
They can take a recon drone, which is a new type of drone. It comes with a homing beacon, a positional relay, and can be placed into a devilfish,
Right.
not taking up one of its 12 slots.
Okay.
So
cool.
you can actually have 13
big one
models.
you've got, yep.
Yeah, that's the big one that you see on all the... And it has a burst cannon.
Yeah, but so does it have a burst cannon?
It does have a burst cannon as well.
Does that burst cannon come out? Because I don't see how it would fit in the hole otherwise.
I don't know. I think it's a stumpy burst cannon.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. You've also got the Grav inhibitor drone. We talked about the Grav inhibitor.
So this is the one that
you nominate a unit, roll d3, and then if that unit charges you,
they get reduced in how far they can charge. So that helps. So again, you've got your cross-weaving fire. They try and charge you. If you've got Dark Blade, is it Dark Blade?
No, Dark Strider.
Dark Strider. Sorry, Dark Strider. You get to move back, and then when they do actually charge you, they get reduced in how far they charge as well. So it really does piss on someone's parade with that one. Sorry if that was a swear word.
That was probably a beep.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, it does really rain on someone's parade. That's better.
Yeah, yeah.
Rain on someone's parade.
Oh, I think piss is better, just to annoy Justin.
He'll just make us do the entire video again.
Yes, you will.
Just rain on your parade and stop you from getting to combat there.
Yeah. You've also got the pulse accelerator drone. That's the increase all pulse weapons by 16 inches.
Which is nice because,
Which is nice, but
they've got a short range to begin with.
Yeah.
With 18, so
Yeah.
up to 24 gives them a bit more range, and again, people might not expect it.
Yeah.
And then if you are doing like the fire blade or
Fire Cadra.
fire cadra
Yeah.
or the
Ethereal, the fire.
My mind is failing me.
Invocation of the elements,
That's
the
it.
fire. Yeah.
rain of fire or whatever it's called. Yeah, you do that, and then
I'm pretty sure that's a Christian Bale movie.
Yes. But it starts then putting out a lot more firepower from them, and with a unit that's all got marker lights as well.
Yeah.
Sadly, they can't fire marker lights as well as the carbine at the same time.
No, they don't have multi-trackers.
I suppose that makes sense because if you're marker lighting them, you don't want to be shooting them, killing them, and then wasting marker light shots.
Yeah.
So, and if you can marker light something worthwhile marker lighting.
Yeah.
They
also, up to 3 models may exchange their pulse rifle, pulse carbine even, and marker light, which is quite an important thing, for one of the following. Ion rifle at 10 points per model. That's one of the new ones. That's Strength 7 AP3, Heavy 1. No, might even be rapid fire thinking about it.
Actually, there we go. Iron rifle. So it's a 30-inch range, Strength 7 AP4 rapid fire. Or if you overcharge it, 30-inch range, strength 8, AP 4, heavy 1, blast, gets hot.
Yeah.
So again, it's what the Tower Fire Warriors are lacking. They've actually got the versatility in this unit and the choice of different weapons to fill different roles. So you've got a nice, basically auto-cannon with rapid fire. Or...
Plasma cannon, I think, is strength 8, isn't it? Or is it strength 9?
Strength 8, I believe.
So, yeah. So
it's a plasma cannon if you overcharge it.
Yeah.
Or you get the rail rifle.
Yes, which I believe has changed from a heavy 1 to a rapid fire.
If I can find it in here. Rail rifle, yes. So it is now a range 30, strength 6, AP 1.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. So it means they can move and fire, which is a lot better.
Yeah.
But they still lose their markerlight.
Yeah, lose a markerlight, but at least the rail rifle doesn't get hot anymore when you try and shoot with it.
Oh,
because of targeting array.
4th edition, they got rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily.
Yes. But, so they're quite a solid unit in the fact that they do a wide range of things now with the weapons, so that's good. And the new basic unit looks really nice as well.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah. And you've got the flexibility there, you've got the range of drones, plus... You have EMP grenades.
Always good.
You can upgrade one of your guys to a chassis. So
who can take a black sun filter.
Oh.
Which means that they all get night fighting.
Oh, that's good. Why they didn't do that for Pathfinder, for Fire Warriors, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have made sense.
Oh, well. May take up to 2 drones, excluding the 3 special ones, may have an additional 2 drones.
Okay,
I may not have meant excluding there.
So you have 5 drones, in the unit.
2 of which you could take shield drones.
Yeah.
Whack them out front.
Or marker drones for more markers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna replace your marker light with an iron rifle or rail rifle.
You've got the points, you can stick the extra 2 markers back in that you're lacking.
And then bonding knife ritual.
And also, if you wanted to, you can take a devilfish, which then again you can add all the equipment to the devilfish. You can stick some seekers on there. You can change the drones for smart missile system. Yeah, basically like any other one.
Yeah.
Cool.
In terms of their uses, use them exactly as they were used before. Yeah. Lots and lots of markers.
Markers, and now with a few extra weapons, it will put a bit of punch in if they do get charged.
It's very much one of those, you put
something.
them in a place where they can see a lot of the board.
Yeah.
Taking pot shots, in essence.
Yeah. I used them sparingly. I went for the Forge World Tetras.
Oh, I went for the Tetras as well.
Back in the day, they were brilliant because there was a heavy 4 marker light.
It was cheaper than taking the Pathfinders.
And faster. Now, because you don't have to take the devilfish.
Take them.
And you've got the range of weapons and the sheer amount of wounds, the Tetra isn't going to be a staple.
No. And the disruption pods have now changed as well.
Yeah, so it's not as strong as it used to be. But also, it was a single vehicle which could be taken out. You've got a unit of 10 guys with 5 drones. You put those drones in front, other than the useful ones that you need. Yeah. And it's a lot more survivable. You've got your synergy there. You've got your markerlight hits. And additionally, because you can increase your snap fire and everything else, with a 36-inch range markerlight on 10 guys, you're going to hit a flyer.
Quite easily.
And you can hit it a couple of times, hopefully, and which then means everything else in the arm's going to smack the crap out of that flyer. It's...
Because markerlights now snap fire. Yeah.
Yeah. And, brilliant. Really, really good.
Yeah, they're a lot better now.
They're easier to get hold of, they're easier to put together, and they look a lot better. And the character in the unit's really nice.
Yeah.
The style and they look really good. And
easy to have each one unique in a unit.
Yeah, and with the weapon loadouts you've got a nice change of stuff. Previously you'd try and charge the Pathfinders, and they were markerlights and they had their pulse carbines, but they weren't much of a worry really. No. You were going to tear them apart. Now they've got 3 plasma cannons. The guy might blow himself apart when he tries to use it, but at the same time, it's 3 plasma cannons. That's going to put a dent in anyone's day.
Yeah. And you still get your 5-up armour.
Yeah, or it's going to be 3 strength 6 AP1 sniper rifles. Sorry, not sniper rifles, rail rifles instead, which are
if you're within,
fire.
if
so
you're
that's 6 strength 6 AP1 shots. Well, that's going to ruin anyone's day as well.
Easily ruin Marines and Terminators.
Yeah. Even light vehicles, strength 6.
Yeah, it'll go through a Land Raider, not Land Raider,
but you start plinking things to death.
Yeah.
And if you had, say, you had 2 squads of those, you know, you mark up a flyer from there, and then they're throwing out these rail shots at that.
Yeah.
You know, strength 6 will cut through that.
Yeah.
Strength 7 from the iron rifle.
Yeah. Just as long as you don't overcharge
which is
it.
rapid fire as well. You don't really need to. At strength 7, that's going to be enough to carve through most flyers. Yeah, perfect. I mean, they'll definitely be adding them to my army at some point.
Yeah.
Just got to get them painted up, really. That's the problem with all things.
The thing is, your one's really well painted up, but it takes forever to paint them.
No, it took me 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
That entire army, 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, seriously.
We need to get some photos up on the website of them.
There is.
Oh,
but,
is there?
I'll see if I can get Justin, please, to put some more at the end of this.
Yes, really, really nicely painted towel. I wish my skills were that good, but probably we'll be here forever.
Get an airbrush. It's really easy.
Yeah, expensive. Anyway, probably worth moving on before I start kissing certain parts of your body in...
Yeah, let's move the hell on, because you're a nice enough guy and all, but I'm sorry, I'm taken. It's not Justin, or Warren, or Stuart. It's Dana. She won't ever watch this, so never mind.
Anyway, on to from one unit which we love to one unit which we're kind of meh about. I think, do we even need to say their name? I think most people probably know who we're talking about if they're any sort of town player.
Stinkwings.
Yeah.
Just...
They have got better. I will say they have got better.
They've got a bit better.
Just not so good that I would take them over Pathfinders.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, their appeal was that they were anti-marine.
We've got so much anti-marine.
I mean, the fact that Pathfinder have anti-marine weapons now, kind of, and they've got the flexibility to do a lot more in your army.
Yeah.
For a fast attack unit that isn't particularly that fast, isn't particularly that well armoured, not that survivable.
It's better armoured.
Well, it's better armoured.
It's a 4 up rather than a 5 up.
They're weapon skill 3, weapon skill 3, strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 6. So, I mean, really high initiative.
Yeah.
1 attack, leadership 6. Or 9 with the strain leader, which you always get anyway.
Yeah. No, you
don't.
No,
you do have to upgrade him.
But he is a lot cheaper. He used to be 21 points, and you had to include him.
Now it's 10 points, and you still have to include him, otherwise the unit's going to be running away at the drop of a hat.
They're worse than what's Gretchen actually think?
Probably better than leadership 6. I mean, I don't know for sure.
But I think possibly Gretchen are very similar.
And they're
18 points a model, so they're actually more expensive.
Yeah.
They are 2 points more expensive.
I mean, their weapon's not changed, has it? The neuron, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not changed.
Assault 1, strength 5, AP 3, 18-inch range.
It's not changed. What has changed is they've got, it's an extra save.
Yep, so 4+ save now.
They've now got
more survivable.
Stealth in Ruins and Move Through Cover. Before, it used to be a reroll on the Dangerous Train test.
Okay.
Now it's just Move Through Cover.
Which is better.
Oh, yeah, it's a Leadwater.
Fleet, hit and run.
Had those before.
Yeah, I mean, I just throwing them out. They're combat armour, so basically tower armour.
Except it's chitinous rather than...
Yeah, then ceramic.
Yeah.
But...
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't use them. I mean, the models don't appeal. They haven't changed them.
I think they were one of the first models I picked up, and they still remain unpainted. They were part of my initial, because I was told they're really good, take them, yada, yada, yada.
Was that by your friend with the Riptides?
Yes.
He hates you.
Yeah.
So all this has been actually poetic for making you buy stingwings. Yeah, I mean...
But I used them once, and then went, nah.
No, I mean, there was rumours there was going to be some kind of stingwing bike. I don't understand why. They've got wings.
It was a jet bike.
Yeah, it's a jet bike for guys who can fly. I suppose we get cars and we can walk, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. Again, I would have liked to have seen more aliens in here, of different types.
Different aliens, yeah.
And just, improvements to them, and the stingwings just don't really do it for me. The models are
which
a bit two-dimensional.
Which one were the Psyker aliens?
Niskasar.
I would have liked to have seen some Niskasar then. Or just for a bit of Psyker. Yeah. Psyker's not amazing at the moment, but it could have been interesting to see.
Some slightly, some Demiurge or some Harud. That's the ones I meant.
Yeah.
Harud or things like that. Just something.
Allies.
Yeah, allies.
I'm hoping that they're
I'm hoping
allies.
there's going to be something out there like allies. I mean, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stingwings, not a great deal to say. They're all right.
I'd use them the same. Assuming I took them, I can't see how they'd change in terms of how I'd use them.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, yeah,
That's how I'd use them.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Probably worth moving on to the next.
Yeah. Drone Squadron.
Which has improved, actually.
It's changed slightly, yeah. Especially because the base cost for it is for any type, which is interesting. So previously, your drone squadrons were gun drones. That was it. You know, you'd have a unit of gun drones. They were useful. I mean, I've had many a game where
I'd actually prefer to use them as a. They're better than crew as a.
I use them to take out dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
I get a small squad of them, I deep strike them just behind the dreadnought and pump a load of shots into the back of it and watch as my friend goes, what the why? Just because you can. You get that many strength 5 shots that are twin linked.
Well, now,
slammed into
because
the
they're not
back.
pinning, they're now also...
So extra shots.
Yeah, you get 2 shots now, so...
So you just drop them in, you know, and then, but now you've got marker drones and shield drones.
At the same, at 14 points.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd want to take a unit of shield drones, per se.
Again,
I suppose you could, as a screening shield, yeah, or to, can they actually...
They can't get in the way officially, if that's what you think.
No, I mean of like objectives, can they...
Oh,
they can't hold them themselves, but can they act as a...
They do act as a, not deterrent, a...
contesting
Contestant,
unit.
yeah, they're a contesting unit.
So for 56 points, you could take 4, it does say gun drones.
No, but the point is you just replace them.
Oh yeah, for free.
May upgrade any gun drone
you could take
to...
a unit of, a small unit of 3 shield drones and just...
4.
4, free.
Oh, right.
Upgrade, sorry, 3 shield drones, and then just drop them on a unit, on an objective just to contest it. You're not going to hold it.
They deep strike.
A deep strike, and they're a 4+.
With toughness 4, they've increased their toughness by 1.
4+ invulnerable, 4+ standard save. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Or do marker drones
Yeah,
just another set deep strike them behind your enemy's lines and just start marking.
For 56 points for a unit of 4 marker drones, you just take, you know, if you're not going to fill out your fast attack, take a couple of handfuls of those and just scatter them on the table. Yeah. You know, it's a quick way to get the markers out there, and it's another thing that the enemy's going to have to deal with.
And they still have supporting fire if you take the gun drones.
Yeah. Or just mix the unit up. You know, have a bit of each in it. You know, really annoy people. Have 1 marker, 1 shield at the front, and then 2 gun drones.
Yeah.
So the marker's going to be the last one to die, and just annoy people really. Yeah. And that's a great way to play the game.
Yeah, I mean the only one that they can't beat is the missile.
Yeah,
but then it always
it does you know, categorically state there that you cannot take the missile one. I mean, it's a shame. The missile one would have been nice, but again, I can see why. You know, if you can spam 72 missiles in an army, you know, that's a hell of a lot of autocannon fire, really. So that's gun drones.
Yep.
Piranhas again.
They've gone down by 20 points.
Yeah.
But something which I noticed.
Yeah.
The Piranhas, which it comes with automatically, are 24 points if you to upgrade it. That means that the Piranha itself costs 18 points.
You mean the drones that it comes with are 24 points?
Yeah, 24 points for the drones.
So the actual Piranha's 18 points, and the drones actually cost more
than the Piranha does.
Piranha itself.
And if they detach, they don't give an additional victory point anymore.
Which is
also true of the Devilfish.
Yep.
And anything
that has drones like that.
Yeah, such as the bomber.
You can still put fusion guns on them, which obviously now have extended range, so even better.
And they're now 10 points rather than 5.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, extended range fusion.
Extended range, and they've gone down in points normally anyway.
Yeah.
And you still put seekers on them.
Yeah.
And you can, you know, like I said, you hammer it forward in the first turn, you markerlight with something else, so you're then getting your jink and high speed saves on those. You're then firing seekers in the back of anyone's models because they're actually coming from the point of origin, not the point the markerlight hits. So that's a nice little dirty tactic. Yeah. The only difference is you don't have the same advantage you used to have with the flechette launchers, where when you use the flechettes, previously, as long as you were in range, each one of those would fire off D6 shots from the burst going off. So you had 3 of them come up, and you could shred whole units. Now it's for every model that's in close combat with you or base-to-base combat with you. So not as valid as a tactic. It might get used to a degree, but it's a lot more risky because it's what's in combat, not what's near you. So before you run up, shred an entire unit of orcs, and then keep going and kill something else. Now not so much.
Yeah.
But you still got your drones to pop off and stick in front of you once you're finished to get in the way of things. So.
Or pop off behind you if you want to
Yeah.
If you want
Want some
to,
supporting fire.
yeah, pop them off behind you while you zoom off
Yeah.
somewhere else.
And again, yeah, nice solid unit.
Yeah, 40 points for. Well,
2 drones and a burst cannon.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah, dirt cheap.
Yeah. And then you can add extra bits to that.
Yeah, the
Seeker missiles.
8 points per seeker missiles. It can take 2, and it can take anything.
And
from the
vehicle battle systems. So
I'm not sure. What would you upgrade it with, if anything?
what are the vehicle battle systems?
The same ones. Next one over. Yeah. Would you upgrade it with maybe not disruption pod anymore?
Yeah. Not a
Yeah,
great
at
deal,
15
really.
points, I wouldn't. Yeah. They're cheap and cheerful in essence. You stick a load of seeker missiles on them, you whack them up the board, and you take out a nice expensive vehicle.
Yeah, and then after that you go tank hunting with the melters.
Or
Really?
or go unit hunting with the burst cannons.
Yeah, to a degree, but there's so much more you can do. I'll go for the fusions just because it's a hard punch and it means it frees up space to do multi-rolls with your crisis suits instead.
Yeah. Okay.
That door keeps on going.
Yeah, it might be the wind. Anyway, next unit is one of the new ones.
Yeah,
finally.
which people are interested to find out about. This is the Sunshark bomber that comes with no bombs.
Yeah, initially, as we were in a previous.
Yeah. So it's funny because you go through all the artwork in this book and
Really nice artwork.
Really nice artwork, but in a lot of it must have been before they designed the Sunsharks because all the other flyers you see look like Barracudas. I own 2 Barracudas. They're a brilliant flyer.
They ignore cover saves.
Ignore
It's
cover
awesome.
saves with their burst cannons. They've got iron cannons. They've got missile pods. You know, they've got loads of stuff, and yet the art in this kind of shows loads of those flying past, and it's the new art. It's not old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's all, and then you've got these, and they're a weird shape.
Well,
which I've got to
basically
say-
what's happened is they've taken the chassis of the Devilfish
Yeah.
and
Put
whacked wings on it.
Yeah.
That's essentially what's
skimmed
happened.
off the
I mean, I
back.
must say, they are starting to grow on me as especially with the bomber, I'm kind of starting to come round to them, even if they are Spitfires from above.
Yeah, I mean, I would convert them.
Take off the spar.
Yeah, and take off the booms. But as a unit, we'll get away from my dislike of the actual shape of the thing. So it's a Bliss Skill 3, front armor 11, sides are 10, and it's got 3 hit points, which is nice.
It's a Piranha.
Yeah. Is it? Piranha's got what, 3, is it?
Oh yeah, Piranha's got 2, but everything else is a Piranha about it, in essence.
Okay. Flyer, you've got interceptor drones. So
Which
you've got
they're drones, so...
Yeah, so they pop off, and they are jetpack infantry.
Interestingly, though, they have a special rule. Which one is it? Is afterburners, I believe.
Yep, they can turbo boost as if they were jet bikes. So you've got really fast drones.
With ion rifles.
Yes. And then, right, so in terms of the actual war gear for the plane, it's got a pulse bomb generator. So that, on a 2+ allows you to generate a pulse bomb. If you read as written, it doesn't start with a pulse bomb, so you've got to do a bombing run for no apparent reason with no bomb. At which point you then get to roll a dice to see if you can gain a bomb.
And sod law.
And if you fail that, you can never generate a bomb again. Which leaves you with a flyer that all it has is a...
missile pod, network marker light, and 2 Seeker missiles.
Yeah, so a missile pod, which on the model looks like it's twin linked to me.
It's not. You have to buy
On
it.
the picture, no, it's got some kind of sensor. On the model, it looks like it's twin linked to me.
Yeah. That's 5 points if you want it twin link.
Right, so you've got a twin link it for 5 points.
Yeah, so that's
So
165
you're
at that
basically
point.
paying for a Piranha with a missile pod, which may get a plasma bomb. Can carry 2 Seeker missiles, but does have a network marker light. So, and it's got the drones. So you've got your twin linked iron rifle, which
See, the drones are kind of the things which are starting to make me think, oh, actually, I think I might want one of them. Because they have the afterburners, so they can turbo boost as jet bikes.
Yep.
They have high velocity deployment, which...
Alright, interceptor drones can disembark at any point during the Sunshark's move, even though models cannot normally disembark from zooming models. Note that, unlike other transports, a Sunshark bomber that moves before its interceptor drones disembark can continue its move immediately after they have disembarked. So you can pop off at any point, so you can drop them behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and useful.
They're...
And you don't have to do both at the same time, you can just drop one.
Yeah.
They've got the iron rifles, so it's a strength 7 AP4, 30-inch range, rapid fire, or you can overcharge them again.
Which means that even if your bomb, because your bomb is only strength 5 AP5, large blast, I believe, whereas the iron rifle is strength 7 AP4.
Yeah, I mean it seems very toned down.
A lot, yeah.
I think they've gone too heavy too fast with the other flyers, and now they're kind of pulling back a bit, but it's a bit late when everything else
is so heavy.
Yeah. So the pulse bomb is strength 5, AP5, heavy 1, bomb, large blast, 1 use only.
But then you regenerate it essentially.
Hopefully, but it's for pulse bomb. I was expecting something a bit more beefy for it.
Yeah, well, it's a bomb.
It's 160 points.
Yeah, it's expensive, but
it's expensive when it's really only got one weapon itself and then the 2 drones.
Yeah.
Being drones, they're only Bliss skill 2, so yes, you are twin linked, and you've got the potential to put out a template at strength 8, but still only Bliss skill 2. And once it's detached those and it's on its own, it is just a missile pod. So it's an auto cannon that potentially is twin linked.
Yeah.
With a strength 5 bomb.
What I'd do personally is, because the missile drones also have interceptor and sky fire and supporting fire, actually, I detach them the moment that a flyer comes on. Detach them, go hunting.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's interesting. I'd like to see what it does on the table before I really reserve judgment. But it's just I just was expecting more.
Yeah,
I think because we've been so spoilt with the Necron.
Although the Necron ones were nasty.
The Guard. There's a lot of good flyers out there. Now we've got like the Dark Angel one, which was...
Those were naff. These ones are better than the Dark Angel ones. Yeah.
So that's the Sunshark bomber.
Yeah.
So you've got your drones. You can pop them off. So you've got some anti-flyer there if you need it.
Yeah.
You've got at least the missile pod, so you've got some weapon there. But you've got a network markerlight, which is very important.
Yeah.
Because
it can increase its own ballistic skill.
It increases its own ballistic skill for the plasma bomb, I suppose. The pulse bomb or the missile pod. Or at the same time, while the drones are still attached, they could all benefit from the network markerlight. So sometimes it's not going to be worth detaching them, especially because they've got 360-degree fire as well. So while it's all attached, it's quite a decent package.
Yeah.
I think, because it's then got the 2 rail rifles which are twin linked and can use the
turn around and fire at anything that happens to be chasing it.
And also you've got the network marker light then as well, so you've got the ability to bump up that ballistic skill, and obviously marker lights from everything else, but it's useful in that way. But I think it's when you start detaching the bits, it then becomes a bit lackluster, because the drones themselves will die easily. They're 1 wound, toughness 4.
Yeah. With a 4-up save.
4-up save, and they're not flyers, so
no, that's
you can
true.
just shoot them out of the low orbit, like normal, and they'll go down. And that's if you were to point up how much that would cost, that would they're probably quite pricey in that sense for the rules they've got and the weapons they've got. So really, unless your Sky Shark's about to get blown out of the sky, and even then I think you'd get to detach anyway.
Yeah.
To a degree. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe it's only during movement.
Only during movement. Okay, so only during your own movement. Yeah, because if it's a flyer, if it gets destroyed, you lose everything. So I was wrong there. But I would leave them on there until the last possible moment that you really need to get rid of them. If you think you're better fly into a flak field next turn, then pop them off. But keep them on for the main time, just to do the damage.
Yeah.
Which then brings us on to the Razorshark Strike Fighter.
Yeah. Same stats as the Sunshark bomber,
except it comes with 2 Seeker missiles, which is nice. As does the other one.
Burst cannon.
Yeah, burst cannon again.
Which
cannon
can be upgraded to a missile pod, not twin linked.
Yeah, so I would upgrade it straight away, because for a air superiority fighter, 18 inches is not enough maneuverability room to really go dogfighting. I know the Barracuda had 2. But the Barracuda had ones that ignored cover and were
36 inches.
36 inches. No.
Yeah, they were long-barreled, weren't they?
No.
Were they not?
No, they were 18 inches, but they ignored cover, so you get no jinx save against them, and they were independently drone controlled. But you also had a iron cannon and a twin link missile pod. and potentially seeker missiles as well.
For a similar number of points, from what I remember.
A little bit cheaper, I think. I think it was 130 points, 135 in the latest update from Forge World. But for this, so you've got the Razorshark, which is just a flyer.
Yeah.
Doesn't have like vector dancer or anything like that.
Oh no, nothing fancy in terms of its special rules. It's got a quad iron cant turret, which is 360 arc, which is better than a lot of planes have a very sort of everything's pointing forwards. Yeah. And if you mess up your movement, you're not firing at anything.
Does it say 360 arc? I know it rotates 360, but obviously you're not going to be able to fire. It's just 360 underneath you.
Yeah, 360. But it can, but it can still fire
straight line. Yeah.
It can't fire above it, but then
it depends how beardy you're going to be. Really, if you're going to put your fire on a pole this long, just so no one can shoot at you.
Yeah.
Get out. Beat with the pole. But burst cannon on the front. I would have liked to have seen like missile pods on this.
Yeah, just auto.
Because the number of weapons that most of the other flyers have and facing forward makes them a lot better. I mean, the fact that this doesn't have any drones on it and doesn't, even though it's got these bloody big engines now underneath where the drones should be, because that's what it replaces.
Yeah.
Gives you no additional rules, so you're not faster. You're not intercept.
It might be nice if it, instead of it only being able to move 90, it could move 180 degrees.
Yeah, just make it an air superiority fighter rather than just a gun platform for a quad iron turret and a burst cannon. Well,
let's face it, the quad iron turret is pretty much the twin-linked iron rifles.
Well,
it's strength 7 AP 3, I think.
But it's quad, is it?
It fires 4 shots, whereas the iron rifle fires 3, if I remember correctly.
Iron rifle is rapid fire.
Was it rapid fire? Oh yeah, it's rapid fire, isn't it? So
it's rapid fire, whereas the
quad iron turret, which should be there, it is.
Yeah, heavy
strength 7 AP, heavy 4.
So yeah, it is just 4 shots of that, which it's alright.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't overcharge it because it's meant to be an air superiority fighter.
But only that, if you overcharge it, it goes to strength 8, AP 4, heavy 1, large blast.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I know what they're trying to make it like a gunship. You know, like the ones that comes around and the circles of target firing, but they've not put enough weapons on it to really warrant that.
No.
A
Barracuda is a...
Yeah, a Barracuda is an air superiority fighter. It has a lot of decent forward-firing weapon that will take out other flyers.
Yeah.
And you can then do attack runs on the floor if you want to. This thing...
I can imagine we're going to get comments saying something along the lines of Forge World is OP, therefore these are more balanced.
But are they? I mean, that's got 2 weapons.
Yeah.
1 weapon destroyed, and that's a useless vehicle.
Yeah, for 145 points. Yeah. That's quite. That's before you take any vehicle battle systems.
So I mean, with the vehicle battle systems, you could take the one that allows you to repair it, which really is only ever going to be repairing a weapon, because if you're immobilised, you're destroyed because you're a flyer.
And the one which interceptors give it a 4 up.
Give it the interceptors. You'd probably also give it, decoy launchers and things like that, and disruption pod. But it's all right. I mean,
they're just better, fast attack.
Yeah, I mean,
Pathfinders.
When you have the vision of a Tau flyer, it's a modern fighter aircraft.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to have missiles. It's going to have rockets. It's going to have some.
They have a whole cast dedicated to flying.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be like the best pilots ever.
Other than maybe Eldar.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have the ability to vector dance. It doesn't have any kind of
special rules.
It doesn't even have hover mode or anything like that.
No, which, let's face it, if Tau are going to have anything, they're going to have hover mode. Well, the fact that the Imperium has...
For a gunship that's going to be kind of rotating around, shooting on the spot to take things out, you would have thought it might have something like that. It's just a bit lacklustre.
I said, the fact that the Imperium has hover mode and Tau don't, considering they have grav tanks.
Even when you look actually on the underside of those 2 booms, there's all little holes, so it should look like it's got jets or something there to hold it up. But and the art looks really weird for the when you see the Razorshark, it looks nothing like that.
That looks kind of like a stingray, which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, you can understand if they went for that design ethic. I mean, the wings are a lot thicker on the picture. It's like, that's a bit more Tau than the stripped down, cut and shut of the devilfish they've done there. But
they're okay, but you can spend your points.
To be honest, with the Tau, I don't think you need the flyers.
You got so much. Yeah,
you've got so much anti-flyer that you don't have to worry about other flyers.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, more and more units are going to have anti-flyer defence. So why put yourself in a situation when that's going to be getting better anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, once the Marine Codex comes out, they're all going to have flak missiles. You know, you're better off hammerheads, devilfish, piranhas, you know, riptides, El Cataclysmo, or you know, crisis suits and things like that.
Yeah.
You've got
the fact that they can all, pretty much every single one of them, pretty much can take the Skyfire upgrade.
Yes.
Which isn't that expensive.
And even if they can't, you've got so many marker lights that are going to boost up your AP, your hit rolls anyway. You don't really need the strike fighter. And the bomber could have a place, but
it can have a better place than the Razorshark. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see the Razorshark being used that much. It's just not good enough.
No. It's cheaper, and that's about all you can say for it.
Yeah, no, just not good enough. And even the Sunshark, why do you need a Strength 5, AP 5 large blast bomb?
When you're the Tau who have iron... The fact that Pathfinders...
Every single gun in your army is Strength 5 minimum. You know, unless you're taking crew.
I mean...
You know, it's everything's Strength 5, so, you know, hitting a large area isn't that much problem.
I mean, the fact
half
that...
your weapons can overcharge, and they put out a better template.
I mean, just the Pathfinders, in the same slot, 3 of them can take, you know, that's one shot, which you can have at Strength 5, AP 5, which might not ever happen again. They can fire 3 heavy 1, Strength 8, AP 2, AP 1.
AP 1.
AP 1.
I think.
Yeah, which it admittedly gets hot.
Yeah, but you've got more flexibility with the troops and everything. I mean, I know they've got to shoehorn flyers into every codex now, but these just don't...
Do you think maybe that's what they're doing? They've just gone, we have to have flyers.
We have to have something. We can't really do the Barracuda because, you know, Forge World's still selling those like hotcakes because, you know, they will be now.
But that's what... if you want a flyer, get a Barracuda.
Yeah.
Because they're still fast attack. They're cheaper.
Fast attack, they're cheaper, better armed.
Yeah, look better, in my opinion.
Yeah, look a lot better. Yeah, it's just lackluster. I'm not impressed. I saw the original models and I was like, you know, it's...
Maybe the rules make up for it because they are Tau and Tau are known for their flyers.
And it's like, oh no. You know, I would have thought there would have been, some kind of just rules for, you know, air superiority. They should be really good at flying because they're the air cast.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And it's just not there. Yeah, I mean, the bomber's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, even just 4 AP 7 shots from, strength 7 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right, but, you know, you've got to come in and you then got to not get shot down despite the fact that you've got no real protection there to stop you being shot down other than disruption pods and things. Yeah, it's just... it's just a shame because you always have Codex creep and everything else. And everything comes out, it's overpowered.
I think they are trying to drag that back.
The problem is they made the mistake of putting too much out already. You know,
compare this to a Vendetta.
Yeah, a Vendetta.
Even a what are they called?
Storm Talon.
Yes.
You know,
Storm Talon, Storm Raven.
Yeah.
Armour 12 all the way round, I believe.
You know, this doesn't have to be high armoured, but it had to have something to make it get out of the way.
Punch.
You know, and the Eldar ones and the Dark Eldar ones.
Oh yeah, the Dark Eldar Void Raven bomber, which hasn't even got a model yet, is... Oh, that thing is... And some of those missiles are nasty.
Yeah, and where's... You know, this has got a missile pod. Okay.
It's got a bomb, which it might not ever actually get to fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
There's a bit of a downer.
A bit of a downer, this one. It's like...
in all fairness, come the next one, I'm going to be a lot more happy. I think.
Yeah, heavy support, that's going to be much more
Just
fun.
move on to heavy support at this point and everything will be good.
Anyway, you know, give us your comments. I want to know, what do you guys think of the Sunshark and the Razorshark?
Are we being a bit too down on them?
If they named it the Satan Shark, it probably would have been better, but you know, Warren didn't get his way there and it came out the Sunshark. But, are we being too much down on it? Are we not looking at the bigger picture, you know? The
synergy, as this is Tau.
Yeah, you know, are we missing a trick here? Yeah. Because I can't see it.
No, like I said, other than the fact that the drones can come off when a flyer comes on.
Yeah, I mean...
Boost behind them and then follow them round. I can't see any...
But... Yeah, well, that's it for this video.
Yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed it and we're not made you commit suicide for our depressing talk. But hopefully the next one will be better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good night.